Is he my real dad? I just took a paternity test and found something even worse.
What's worse than finding out your dad isn't your dad?
Finding out that your dad is
your step brother.
I was born in Colorado in 1992. I'm 31 male. My brother followed in 1993. My mother was not ready for a family and continued to party, do illegal substances, yada yada. My dad had just gotten out of the army and was raising us on his own. At one point, it got to be too much. So he called his parents in Iowa, and the next day they drove out, packed up his house, and dad and my brother and I moved to Iowa in 1994, not seeing our mother for a long time. Fast forward and continue a pretty boring and regular life. My dad remarries in 06 or 07. My sister comes in 2009. I was 16 when she was born and I love her to pieces. Fast forward to 2011. We take spring break in Colorado and end up seeing my brother and I's mother. Dad had never told us anything about her our entire lives. He would say, I don't want to talk badly about her because she isn't here to defend herself and I don't have anything good to say.
Damn.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't want to talk badly about anyone. And anyone I don't talk badly about is a raging bitch.
My mother was honest about what happened. It was very emotional for all of us. At that point, I had her number, but I didn't stay in touch. And overall, I was not interested in a relationship. Fast forward some more. May of 2023, I decide to do a DNA test.
Sweet, sweet DNA test.
We know where this is going, guys. Everyone's gonna live happily ever after. But I see you in the comments if you know what is about to go down. My mother is Native American, and I've always been curious what percentage Native I am. So I send it off. On June 21st, 2023, my birthday, I get the results back, and I'm 17.9% Native American. Cool. 23andMe also connects me to somebody who I share a significant amount of DNA with, a 19-year-old female, and it says that she is my niece. So I'm 31, my brother's 29, so my brother has a 29-year-old? No, it doesn't make sense. My 14-year-old sister has a 19-year-old? Obviously not. So I call this person named Jane. It also shows me that Jane's DNA results, and there is 0 Native American, meaning that it's on my dad's side. So my brain goes, okay, dad has another kid out there, and that person has a kid, and that is Jane. So we start talking, and I open up by saying, hey, does one of your parents not know their father? 23andMe is saying that you're my niece, and this just doesn't add up with my family dynamic. Jane's account responds and says, hi, this is Jane's mother, and actually on my side of 23andMe, it says that you and Jane are half siblings. Jane's father is John Doe. I'm like, okay, you're crazy. You're implying that my dad isn't my dad.
Wait, what?
Then she says something too relevant. He was stationed in Colorado in the early 90s. During this conversation, I'm at work on a Friday afternoon and I began having a panic attack. I'm freaking out. Like, there's no way this is real, right?
Oh, man.
So I call my mother, not knowing if her phone number is even the same after 14 years. She picks up. I ask, hey, do you happen to know a John Doe? She responds, yes, I know a John Doe, a very long time ago. F, this can't be real. Is there any chance that John Doe is my father? And I swear, this pause felt like an hour long.
Oh, God.
She responds, yes.
Bro.
Here we are, the truth. The truth is being revealed.
I don't like it.
F. I hang up the phone and I call my dad. My dad doesn't pick up his cell phone, so I assume he won't. He's a trucker and he doesn't answer while he's driving. Smart. But then he picks up. Hey dad, are you sitting down? Yep. I did something dumb. Okay. I did a DNA test to learn how much Native I have, and I don't think you're my dad. Jeez.
I don't know if I would have said anything.
Maybe not like immediately, because this sound, it's like,
It seems so fast though.
I would want time just to like process this information.
Yeah, like what does it mean? Like if you tell your dad that he's not your dad, like how does that change your relationship?
And like I'm guessing this is all accurate stuff, but I don't know me. I would need like probably a day to like really like, okay, is this, am I seeing this right? Is there like a mistake? Like even if it's like totally apparent, I think the shock would like put me into a state of like, I need to like make sure
check
that this is right. And then he begins unraveling it all. He met my mother while she was pregnant. He had met John Doe at parties, but said he eventually stopped coming around. He wasn't sure if he got deployed or what happened there, but he knew that my mom was pregnant and that I wasn't his.
Oh, what?
Damn. So he knew, maybe.
That's okay.
Interesting. He said he was in the hospital that day I was born. His last name is on my birth certificate. He has always been there. And then dad and mom had my brother. And that's when shit went south with my mother and he took us both. I was a kid. He was my dad. He's never looked at it any other way. And when he came to Iowa, he and my grandparents were so worried that my mother would show up and just try to take me because I share no blood with them and they had no right to me. So basically at this, once he before it was maybe kind of like a adoptive dad relationship.
But he signed on the birth certificate. So
he did sign it. Yeah. But then he's like, no, I'm leaving the mom. And then the mom's like, oh, wait, you're not related to anybody. I don't actually know if putting your the name on the birth certificate
for your name on the birth certificate is
you're legally that person.
I think you're legally bound in some sense.
Father. Interesting. Yeah. But my parents kept it all a secret. The people that knew were my grandparents, some great aunts and uncles, my dad's sister, and that's about it. My brother and sister did not know. He said when he enrolled me in kindergarten, he was worried that something would happen, but they just accepted me and that I was his and that there were no problems. So that's it. My dad, who isn't my biological dad, took my brother and I from Colorado to Iowa and raised me as his own. He could have left me to rot with my mom. My dad is an amazing guy. Mentally, this has sucked. The only family I have ever had and ever known, I share absolutely zero blood with, except a half brother. Blood doesn't mean much. My family is still my family. My brother's still my brother. My sister's my sister, and my dad is my dad. I'm going to see a counselor and she's great. I don't know how to explain what this is like. Just know that it's not easy and it really, really sucks. I could make a part 2 if it's wanted. And John Doe has passed away of a heart attack at 42 in 2014.
Dang. So real daddy is dead.
Man, OP just went through the ringer. Real dad doesn't exist. My family.
No, well, real dad did exist.
Sorry. Yeah.
Now his dad.
True. That is factually correct. Oh, man.
Yeah, dude. Well, I think it's really, good on the fake dad for standing up to the plate.
OP's dad, OP is who OP views as his father, is
non-biological, but more real
dad, is the true MVP of the story. I wonder if John Doe ever knew.
Yeah, or contested it.
Yeah.
It is odd that he knew that she was pregnant and still signed for the baby.
It sounded like he was aware.
Yeah, I think he was aware.
Yeah. But he was just I'm
here for it.
Raise this kid. And then they had I guess they were their intentions were we'll have the rest of our children together because they had OP's brother.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
Crazy story.
Crazy stuff. I'm curious, what would you all do in this scenario?
Yeah, again, if you want your family to stay as it is, just don't get a 23andMe test.
Just run away. Don't look at it. Close your laptop. Yeah. Sprint as far as you can.
Because OP never would have realized that she was not related to the rest of the family.
They need to have an anti-family ruining feature, right? Where it's maybe I was going to say even just because people just get their percentages usually and share that. But even the percentages can give it away.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Just don't get it.
Just don't get it. Just run away.
Just run away.
Never
from
return.
It. But you know what we're not going to run away from?
What, Sam?
This next story.
Let's get it.
Am I the ass for adopting my son but kicking his half brother to the streets? I, 30 male, have an 8-year-old son with my ex-wife. During her second pregnancy, I was still married and thought the baby was mine. First mistake. Never just assume the baby is yours.
Just because you're married to someone.
Yeah, come on. But then I learned she cheated and she had told the other guy that he was the father.
Oh.
I left the marriage and filed for divorce. And when my ex-son was born, I took a DNA test, which proved I was not the father to her younger son.
Ouch.
We also did a DNA on my son during the divorce. He is my biological son.
There we go.
The divorce went through. I pay a small amount of child support to even things out at her house because I earn more than my ex was with this other guy for a few months of her son's life, but then he was no longer around. Once he dropped out of the picture, she tried crawling back to me. She said our son was lucky to have me and she'd love a dad for her second son. I told her she better go out and find a good man and not cheat on him.
Oh, damn.
She looked shocked, and I told her she was delusional if she thought I would trust her again or would want to raise her son as my own after what she did. She told me it would be better for the boys to be together, always, and that the 4-year age gap, they will never know the half stuff if she and I were to work together and raise them as ours. I firmly said no and told her she needed to focus on finding someone else if she wanted to give her son a father figure.
You can't force someone to take you back. That is the sad truth.
Take a kid that isn't theirs back.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, can you just father my child?
Yeah, can you please?
Can you just do it now?
You're fathering one already, and I know he's your kid and the other kid is not your kid, but just do it both.
I heard you like deals. I got a 2-for-1 for you.
2-for-1.
Come on, BOGO, buddy.
4 years on, and my ex did not find someone else, and she still tries to push her son onto me. I had to bring her back to court to arrange a neutral place for us to do exchanges of her son, because when I picked him up from her house, she would have her younger son ready and waiting to come with me. Oh. I feel bad for this younger son.
Yeah, dude. He's just the little cute little pawn in this game.
It became a problem, and she refused to stop. So I thought meeting at some location for exchanges would help. I worked for a small period of time, but then Friday, when I was picking my son up for my parenting time, she brought her younger son along, and he had a bag packed and waiting to come with me. He walked over with my son, so the son that's not his son, and held his arms out like he wanted to be hugged/held and said he was coming too. He looked so happy. I felt bad because I was not going to bring him.
Damn, dude. God. Both the parents are just like, this kid.
I gently told him to return to his mom. Poor kid looked so confused. I left with my son quickly so no fight could ensue. Damn.
I would just take the freaking. I mean,
I would take the kid.
It's bad. I see why OP's doing what he's doing, because then the mom is like really
He's doing
trying
some
to
hardcore
coerce.
Emotional manipulation.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Dude. Yikes.
So X started texting me late Friday night and all day yesterday saying I was a dick and I should have had my heart melt enough to let him come. She said that I have proven to be an amazing dad to our son and she just wants the same for her son. Then she told me our son wanted his brother at my house and I was an ass for ignoring that too. I mean, they are friends.
The two kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like they have like a very good relationship with each other. Yeah.
I spoke to my son yesterday and he never asked for that or said he wanted it. He did say his mom told him to say he wanted his half brother at my house too and that he wanted me to be his half brother's daddy, but he didn't care. You got your spy, bro.
Bruh. At least he's like telling him the truth.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, this is what my mom said, but I don't give a shit. Dad, you can do whatever you want.
You know that old bag. Always telling me to force you to adopt my half brother.
Dude, the mom's doing some crazy emotional manipulation right now.
Bad.
Like telling the kid exactly what to say to the dad. That's
both
fucked.
of them.
Yeah.
God.
My ex's words get to me though. Maybe because I know her son doesn't really have anyone outside my ex and my son. And my son is more into his friends than his half brother. So am I the asshole?
Little bit of I could see maybe some mixed reactions. I'm curious on everyone's comments below.
Yeah, I want to know.
Because it's kind of a tough situation.
I mean, it's not his kid.
It's not his kid. It's not his kid.
It's not his kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. It's not his kid. So it's like you can't expect him to raise a kid that's not his kid.
And if he lets in his ex's son even just one time, that's even more leverage for her to emotionally manipulate the ex's son and OP and just like continue to get her crawlers deeper.
Her tendrils.
Her
octopus hands.
Her octopuses.
Those tentacles. Yeah, her octopusy tentacles all wrapped around. I think she cheated on him, so.
You done messed up.
You
can't force it to be fixed.
Yeah.
It's not his son. You cheated.
Yeah.
And remind me, she was trying to pass off the son as his at first, or he always knew?
Yeah. It seems like this all came out when she was pregnant.
Right.
With the second kid.
But yeah, you can't force him to do it, especially when you were the one in the wrong. You cheated.
And he's already doing a lot. I mean, I think he's doing exactly what he should be by taking care of the kid that is his.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
So I don't think you can ask more.
Can't ask more, but let us know what you think down in the comments. And I got something that I want to birth to you, Sam.
This next story?
This next story.
Give it to me.
My dad won't claim my ass after the DNA test is positive. What do I do now? Well, actually, it came from r/okopshow.
Let's go.
So shout out to UB2000 for submitting this story. You can drop your stories in r/okopshow, or you can call our number 440-508-6567. We have a new call-in line. We're going to be playing some of your voicemails, even inviting some of you on the show. So drop your stories. We would love to hear them. Let's get into this one.
Let's get into it.
When I, 23 female, was 4 years old, I had been finally permanently removed from the custody of my biological mother. They deemed her unfit entirely as a parent and a person.
Wow.
Damn, really not mincing words there.
Yeah. As a parent and a person, that seems like a big attack.
My maternal great-grandmother decided to take custody, but had to prove who my father was in order to rule him out as a potential home option, as well as eventually sign away his right should an adoption take place. Now, my bio mother was, and still is, a bit of a hoe.
Damn.
Okay, OP's words. So there were 3 men who were supposedly possibilities. One option was a limp noodle my bio mom hooked up with. Ooh, I love
Noodle.
a limp noodle of a man. He wasn't even udon.
OP is not mincing words in this story at all.
He wasn't even an udon. He was more of an angel hair.
I actually like udon. Udon is my favorite kind of noodle.
You put me onto udon.
The thick noodles. We had a ton in Bali. It was great.
So good. Another was my older sister's dad, and the last was my older sister's uncle. Yeah, she was really keeping it in the family there.
Dang. OP's mom.
Yeah, get it, girl.
Got it going on.
My sister's dad wanted it to be him. His brother kept denying ever hooking up with my bio mom, and my bio dad's family wanted me to be his. It turned out that it was who's your guess?
I'm guessing it's the uncle.
You think it's the uncle?
I'm guessing it's the guy that's like, I never hooked up with her.
Producer Riley?
Probably the noodle dude.
It turned out that it was the limp noodle my bio mother had a one-night stand with. Surprise, Shotty.
Hey, I mean, for a limp noodle, he's just shooting straight.
Bro, Yodi 2000, you got to submit more stories because your writing is just off of the charts. To add to this, my bio mother didn't have a car at the time, so my great-grandmother drove her to hook up with him in the parking lot of his apartment complex, making my great-grandmother inadvertently responsible for my existence.
Wait, so the great-granny is like, yo, let me get your noodle wet.
I heard you got a hot limp noodle you want. You want it, sweetie? Do you want me to drive you over there?
And she's like staying in the car while they're hooking up in the back.
Damn, his noodle really is limp. His family saw the resemblance and were so excited to have a new baby in the family. My great-grandmother paid for the DNA test because the limp noodle refused to pay for a DNA test for a child that clearly wasn't his. I have unfortunately always looked like a female version of him.
Damn.
OP Loki like sending shots at herself.
Yeah.
Yikes. I remember it so vividly because this woman with dirty blonde hair and a Karen cut told me people said that the cotton swab tasted like bananas. Spoiler, it does not. The test came back that I was 99.9% his, although I'm still holding out for that sweet 0.1%. And he still denied it as a fact. Bro, this limp noodle, his noodle upstairs ain't so hot either. Like, he's not really putting two and two together here. However, since science said otherwise, he immediately signed away his rights to avoid having to pay any child support, which he now has to pay for my sisters. I spent years trying to earn the soggy piece of copy paper's love before realizing what a sad sack of corroded batteries this guy was. Oh my God. Just, again, impeccable writing.
Sad sack of corroded batteries.
Dude, yikes.
Wait, so is this the limp noodle the father of the sisters?
I guess so. But Before the DNA test, when I was a baby, he agreed to babysit me to keep the booty line open on my bio mom, and also because his family pressured him. My bio mom was 20 minutes late picking me up, so he put me outside in my carrier in just a diaper in January.
Oh my God.
What?
Wait, so they could bang inside?
No. Just like literally like imagine, someone's like, oh, I got to pick something up. And you're like, oh, I'll just like leave it out my
Outside.
front door.
Oh my
you know
God.
what I mean? So you can pick it up. But it's a baby
In January.
in January. Oh my God.
Bro really said no head and then left the kid outside.
For real. I know there are people out there who only wish to know who their bio parents are, and I feel guilty that I know both of mine, but wish I didn't.
Big yikes.
Big yikes.
OP.
OP.
I am so sorry about this corroded battery father figure you have.
And the fact that you're Limp Noodle Jr.
Yeah.
Little Udon.
Little Udon.
Oh, man.
Low key fire rapper name. Lil
Udon? Oh, that's great. That's great. You got to have a thick noodle to be Lil Udon.
Yeah.
Girth,
Dang.
not length, if you know what I mean. What does one do here? Can you do anything?
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on swimming and keep that noodle wiggling.
Yeah, keep that noodle limp
Yeah, that's
and flexible.
really all you can do. But you know what you can do, like OP did, is submit your stories to us. Again, you can drop it in r/okopshow or hit our new call line 440-508-6567. You can leave some stories we might play on the show, and we might just invite you on. But thank you all for sending in your stories like these.
Thank you.
We love it, and we love you, and we'll see you
soon
next time.